All right, Casey, what is your gas or pass?
Gas or pass for me is these new Vemuram pedals that's been coming out. The Buddy G has been out. It's not like one particular pedal, but this is a brand that we haven't really talked about much at all. You know, they're pretty pricey when they're out there. A lot of people love them. And there's the Shanks drive, which is like ODR style.
Right.
There's the Buddy G one that's out, that's a boost, and like the Michael Landau one that's out there.
I think Josh Smith has
there's
a signature.
And the one that got really popular was the Mach Tube Screamer, right? So Tube Screamer-esque pedal. And yeah, so when I look at them, you know, they're beautiful looking pedals. They're all like gold and real fancy. But is it a gas? I'm going to kind of let you speak on it first. Is it a gas or pass for you?
Never played one. So I need to start out there. So this is all based on demos.
Mine too.
Which we all can agree, demos suck. Okay. Reason being is because you're not there to feel how it feels underneath the fingers. You're not there to A/B it with anything else. So, you know, you're taking it at YouTube soundbite quality. So to me, like a Vemuram, is it Vemuram?
Vemuram?
Am I saying Pan or Pam?
Vemuram?
I'm trying to figure out, like, you know, it's kind of like we talk about with the cliches, and you go with a certain Marshall sound when you want a Marshall. You go to a tube screamer when you want a tube screamer. Like, it might be the best rendition, but surely there's something out there. They're hitting, I feel like a lot of their pedals hit a market that's already out there. It's just modified in a certain way.
Yeah.
But seriously, take a tube screamer and put an EQ before or after it. Like, take a, you know, like the Bonsai, the JHS Bonsai, if you want a tube screamer sound, and you put an EQ before or after it, and I would imagine you're probably getting close to that Vemuram sound.
Flip through it.
So, because those pedals, I've never seen one like under $250 used.
No, they're real expensive, and the limited edition ones are outrageously priced, I think.
Yeah. So, like, to me, it's a pass just because, like, as a working musician, like, it doesn't make sense to spend that kind of money on something that is pretty close to something
that
else.
you can't even go and play in a shop most of the time.
You can't. It's
I've never
ordering
seen
it.
one. I've never seen one in a shop. You know, maybe used. There's some out there in a few shops, but they're hard to get a hold of. For me, it's definitely a pass. I'm sure they're great pedals, but for the price point and for what they are aiming towards a lot of times, you get 10 tube screamers in a row, and they're all going to sound different, right?
Yep.
So I'm sure it's great, and it's probably pretty consistent, but for me, it's a definite pass. I'm much more interested. I don't know what it is. There's something about it that is just kind of like...
I think a lot of it is, you know, we can get into this some other day, but, you know, would you rather have something that's boutique?
Yeah.
Or would you rather have the cliche or whatever the case it may be? Like, it might be a bit cheaper, you know, but if you go for a boutique sound, it might be a little more expensive for a little closer to what you want. I don't know. To me,
I've got certain pieces of gear I feel differently about that with, which that is really interesting to get into at some point.
Yeah.
I could go on for an hour longer about that because there is certain pieces of gear I definitely want the boutique thing.
Right.
And then also maybe it's the manufacturer. You know, certain manufacturers.
You want to support certain companies.
Yeah.
And I don't know much about Vemuram. So.
I don't know. I don't either. Know very little. But I know that every time I look at them, I think, oh, maybe I should check this out. And I start flipping through a few things. And I'm just like, I just can't do it.
For the price, it doesn't make sense for me. That's just it.
Yeah.